Guys, see for Cameron Conlon.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just going to move this before I break it. Am I the only one noticed that all the skinny white guys in the audience are wearing the exact same shade of blue? Am I the only one who noticed this today? My name is Cameron Conlon. I'm here all the way from the DC area. I'm not actually from DC. I live an hour away from it, but it's easier to say DC.
Where?
Bristow. Exactly. That's the look I get even from people that live 10 minutes from here. I am a military brat. I've had the pleasure of living all over the place because of my two lovely parents who are sitting here with me tonight. One of the places I got to live was England. I'm not going to tell you about it because you know all about it. There's a lot of sheep and it rains all the time. However, when we were living there, Thanksgiving rolled around and they don't celebrate it in England for reasons I can't imagine. So my family decided to go on a vacation to Rome. Wonderful place. It's only about a 7-hour flight. My grandmother shows up first. It is essential to the story you understand that my grandmother is the mad lesbian love child of Betty White and Debbie Reynolds, with a little bit of Blanche from Gilmore Girls, not Gilmore Girls, Golden Girls, crossing my generations. So we pile into the plane. The trip over was fantastic. We get there, we get in a taxi. What was supposed to be a 15-minute drive was about a 5-minute express train through hell. You've probably seen a bunch of movies where they talk about how fast people in certain countries drive or how much they don't pay attention to the stoplights. I'm kidding you not. I watched this guy go 75 miles an hour down an alleyway this big with a payday and a cigarette in this hand, cell phone in this hand, with his feet up here, piloting our car. I'm not very spiritual, but I got really close to Jesus real quick. Sitting the whole time, just Hail Mary, Mother of Grace, Hail Mary, Mother of Grace, Hail Mary, Mother of Grace, please God, please God, please God. We finally get out, we get to the hotel, we check in, there's no issue. We get up the next morning, we meet our tour guide. He starts the day with, "Hello, it's me, Mario!" He's about this foot, about this tall, claims that no one can see him, so he whips out the brightest pink umbrella I had ever seen in my life, and proceeded to turn into that one guy from Frozen. Yoo-hoo! Auntie! It's a umbrella! And my grandmother is trailing around behind this guy, fawning over him. Just like Bambi, all kinds of Twitter pages, falling over herself, trying to talk to this man, trying to flatter this man, trying to flirt with this man. And little, easily embarrassed 15-year-old me is sitting there going, Grandma, stop it. Grandma, leave the man alone. Why? He likes dick more than I do. So, moving along with that, he shows up at Spanish Steps. We go see the Trevi Fountain. And then later that night, our first night there, we're on our way back to the hotel and we spot a Godiva shop. It's about this big, maybe about a quarter the size of this room. We walk in about 15 minutes before they close. By the time we leave, about 5 minutes later, the entire store is filled. It's like one of those Japanese subways where they're pushing people in and there's no more room left. There's nowhere for us to go. The lady behind the counter is kind of looking around a little bit perplexed because this obviously never happens. My mom turns around and goes, "Oh no, this happens to us wherever we go." And it's true. We can stand in the plumbing aisle, not the, "Oh, it's a cute little toilet." I mean the gaskets and the glue and stuff. We can stand in that aisle for 5 minutes and everyone in the store will show up. For no reason. So we leave the Godiva shop, come back about 15 minutes later, 2 minutes before they close, and the exact same thing happens. So what does this old woman do? She collects herself, she walks up front and says, "You come back tomorrow, you're good for business." So we had to rearrange our entire trip to accommodate 4 trips to the Godiva shop a day. Now, I got free chocolate gelato, and anyone that knows the first thing about gelato, it has 3 times the amount of sugar as most ice cream. I know I don't look like I need it, or sound like I need it. So about 5 weeks later, I finally come down from that sugar high. The next day, we go to the Coliseum. What should have been a 3-hour leisurely stroll through the Coliseum with the pictures and the meeting everyone was a 30-minute rush because my loving grandmother had to stop at every single tourist kiosk along the way to look at every single postcard to make sure they weren't all the same, which they were. This is also the same moment that while we are in the Coliseum, we do the generational gap thing. Mom and Dad go one way, the children and the grandma go in the other direction. When with grandma, we see there's a little gate over there that should be locked because there's a giant chain on it, but it was left open. I had to physically restrain her from just going through that. Her exact words were, "I'm 75 damn years old. What are they gonna do?" 2-year-old ass in jail. You won't do well here. And then on our way back through the Spanish Steps, because we had to pass by them to get to our hotel, she's half drunk. I don't know how. I don't remember where she got the alcohol that day. I catch her very quietly. 1, 2. Are you counting the steps? When did the OCD actually kick in? She looks at me, she goes, it's your fault. Apparently insanity is hereditary. You get it from your children, your grandchildren. And then to round out our entire trip in Rome, there are 4 different basilicas: St. Paul's, St. Peter's, and I can't remember the other 2. St. Paul's is actually outside the primary area of Rome. It's way, way out. It's not even in the ghetto. We get there, they drop us off, they say we'll be back in 30 minutes. We show up at the bus 15 minutes later with about 17 other people in tow, and we watch our bus just drive away. And then I turn around and my grandmother is off talking to some other very tall man with a large nose. Turns out she found a tour guide from a group of Polish folks who were nice enough to put us on their bus, feed us, and then drop us at a taxi kiosk. We got a full refund, but that was an exciting trip. And then finally, on our way home, that's when all the real bad luck hit. Our plane was delayed about 6 hours. The only time that was worse was when my band and my choir had to go to Germany, and we were stuck in the London Heathrow airport for 9 hours with 80 high school students who are all singers or band geeks. So we decided to rehearse our concert right there. We made about £700, which is the equivalent of about $1,200, which our music teacher was like, that's welcome. Thanks, this is my vacation fund. But that's all I have. Thank you very much for your...
Cameron, all right.